This is some serious firepower.
Pilot, this is Jiro Sugiyama, head of Paradiso Security. I apologize for coming over this emergency channel, but we are in need of assistance. Office in Paradiso. Over and out.
Smudge the paint.
Whew. Always a satisfying moment. Return to your ship.
Weapons at the ready.
Remain calm. There's no reason to suspect whatever it is hostile.
I agree with the Captain. Now is the time for diplomacy.
Agreed. But we must be ready for it. Now, eyes and ears sharp.
You're human. Oh, we're human. From the planet Earth in the Sol system. Oh, pardon my ignorance. We just didn't expect to find people out here. We didn't think anyone else left Earth before us.
You thought you were the only ones? I am afraid you have been unaware of a great many things.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
You've come aboard the Earth colony ship, Constant. Generations ago, we set forth from the planet Earth with the mission of colonizing a new habitable world, in the spirit of our ancestors nearly a millennium ago. Oh. Hopefully it won't inconvenience you too much, but we're in a bind. So you're the only one to approach us, and we really need your help. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by... well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and... the others. We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible to our technology. All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise.
Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was though it would seem that was perhaps...
We do. Well, we've also seen the various ships pass us by. Some even seemed to want to communicate, but couldn't. Of course, we had... Ah, your question confirms what... It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate our intentions. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations would be necessary. Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. DaCosta, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am. For security purposes.
I
Never
do not
seen a
believe
ship
we have
like
need to
yours
fear our
before.
guest, but I'll allow it.
Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't? Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here
So,
on.
here we
I
are.
am both shocked and impressed that all of this is still functional.
Now that you're here, I can finally give my crew a chance at a new life. I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessor. A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovery. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to I do know that we can't afford... The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually. Difficult is that our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair but with this stumbling block in our path... Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful but since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of... We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone. We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds. Something we... If anything, it may have inadvertently... I wish I could say that the... I'm sure we can pull together some We'll do what we can to make it worthwhile. And until then, you're free to make use of whatever facilities you need on our ship. We know there's a settlement on the planet below. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that we'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate.
Based on the data our ancestors had when they launched this endeavor, even if we had another viable candidate planet, we lack the resources to get there. And as you know, it took us 200 years to get here. Our people have no desire to go back to drifting the stars so their children's children can possibly settle on an inferior planet. When we left Earth, there were no claims to planets this far out into space. We had assumed that we were the only ones attempting a generational journey. Regardless, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, did manage to file a charter for this planet's first colony, to be named New Jamestown. According to his records, no one took it seriously when he filed it, so likely it was either, given humanity's lack of interest in colonizing the far reaches of space at the time. Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position. If need be, we can compromise. But initially, I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. We thought about it, but it simply won't. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new... That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain. I'm serious. We have a right, but as you're currently our only hope, perhaps you'll honor my request and give it your all, for the sake of some very weary travelers who have come a very long way to be here. Thank you. No matter the outcome, I won't let... Don't forget to tell of us in your travels.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein. I hope you understand. Given we have so little experience, it pays to take security seriously.
Just stay out of trouble.
We've got strict rules around here. They're strict for a reason. We're never trained to address threats.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Hey, be careful not to point that thing at me.
Constant. It is a peaceful ship. Don't change it.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes? What is it? Is something amiss? Indeed I do.
What's next on the agenda? Back to work, then.
Hello, Captain.
This is so... Let me know if you want to talk some more.
One instant, stars rearranged. We are here. Landing now.
If you're in need of a... Until next time, there will be a next time. Won't there?
Every world with living things is a treasure. That statue. Clearly some connection to the creatures in the area. What could it mean?
hello. Come then. Meet your death.
I hope wherever you store that, the smell will not be an issue.
Approaching ship, event, restart collective space. Maintain your current course while we scan for contraband. Alright, you're good. Welcome to Neon.
Starting to make sense. You should come aboard. There's another Starborn here who is very interested in meeting you.
I can speak for myself. Constellation ship, you weren't invited to this meeting, but much of our conversation has been about you. It's only fitting you should join us. I will personally guarantee your safety as long as you come in peace.
And think of it as a ceasefire meeting. Your one shot at getting those answers you must desperately want. Let's just say they're very dedicated to stopping me from getting the artifacts. So if you don't trust me, well, they're your next best bet.
know your encounters with our kind have not been pleasant, but we are here to talk, and you deserve answers.
Not a bad description, actually.
We'll explain when we meet. In person.
Good. See? We can all get along. For now.
Never mind. Sorry. Thinking of something else. Yes, Captain.
I don't know about you. Yeah, I've picked some things up.
Hmm? Do you need...
You know, the way you handle things, ask away. Any day you make it through.
Hello. Books. Yes. I guess it is. Do you have more books, or can you buy me more? My book allowance is all gone. So...
Hey, don't let her con you out of more credits. Her book...
Dad, this is between... I like books about quantum theory and astrophysics. Or science. Or horses. Did you know that it wasn't until all of society was built upon horses? Not the same.
You'd save me, my friend here, all of us, a lot of grief, financial and emotional.
Dad? Fine. You know, reading computers for hours gives me a headache. Now, the important question. And please don't say... Did you hear that, Dad?
We could always get one.
No, you lose. I have decided that I will stay. You have... seem to have...
You need something?
Hey! How are you? Books? Do you have more books? My book allowance is all gone. So...
Hey, don't let her con you.
Dad, this is between us. Oh, Dad, you've made the best friend ever.
Well, now you done it. Now you can get pestered about...
Yeah, now the important question. And please don't say... Did you hear that, Dad?
We could always get...
No, you lose. I have decided that I will.
What did you need?
I hope Cora doesn't get too... You read my mind.
Hmm?
Yes, you need me. Hello.
Hello. Again. Do you remember the emissary, perhaps? And their ship, the Helix? I believe they ambushed you above Neon and demanded that artifact you worked so hard to gain.
Thank you for the stellar introduction. Your success is unprecedented. Before you came, we were just discussing how continued use of force against you is unwise. Yes, we did. We are not a monolithic people. The Starborn are individuals. Some are united in cause. Others are in it for themselves.
We are all in it for ourselves. Some of us are just more honest. The emissary threatened your ship, demanded you hand over your artifact. How is that so different from what I did?
We needed to warn you off. Every encounter with one of our kind could spell disaster.
For whom, exactly? I say whoever can collect them should. And who gets to say that? You? Me? The emissary? I have debated morality for near infinity, and all I have found are groups of people enforcing their will on others. Rules and laws spoken as principles, but backed by arms and violence.
Enough. We have more to discuss. The Unity. You are on the path to it. It is a place, a gateway. It is where we were reborn.
You've really come a long way since the Welcome to Constellation speech, haven't you? I'm not who you think I am. This universe is only the first one you've been to. I've seen hundreds. Where I came from, I was the one who stayed at the lodge to protect the artifacts. You died on board the Eye while we held off the Hunter.
One of me, at least.
I collected the remaining artifacts, and they opened the way to the center of my universe, and the doorway to an infinite number of others. That is the Unity. When I stepped into it, I became a Starborn. It's how I've entered other worlds, including yours. They are all connected. I have to. This is bigger than all of us. All the artifacts are needed to complete the Armillary and open the way to the Unity. In every universe, the Starborn fight over them. Innocent people die. You've witnessed the power granted by the temples, the anarchy that can be unleashed. Someone has to decide who should get them.
Here it comes. The emissary tells you only the worthy should enter heaven.
You're twisting what I mean.
They're hypocrites. They use the chaos caused by the hunt for the artifacts to establish an order where they decide who's worthy. I attacked your lodge because I wanted the artifacts, and you held me off. You got away. That wasn't some morality play. You didn't survive because of righteousness. You won because of persistence, luck, and skill. As I have done countless times.
I was also human once. But what does it matter who or what I was when eternity is within your grasp? I've seen thousands of universes, collected their artifacts, been to their temples. You have a small taste of their power, but it keeps going. You're learning. My other self wants you to walk the path he walks, to give up, to appreciate the universe you have. Easy for a person who's seen everything, done everything. I think you should see it for yourself.
You've never come this far. Not in all the universes I've seen. The path to the Unity is opening to you.
You're going to tip the scales one way or another. Better your hand be on one of our sides. Bingo.
I want a truce between all three of us. Give you some time to think over which approach to the Unity is the one you want. Mine, or the Hunters.
Yes. Let's see how willing you are to live under someone else's rules. Just remember, one of us isn't trying to judge you.
I know we are not the same people we met in our universes. Still, it is good to see you again, old friend.
The emissary and their kind only want to control you.
I'm sure you have more questions. Ask. I'll tell you everything I can. When all the artifacts are assembled, the device they create is called the Armillary. In many ways, it's a model of the multiverse itself. Through it, you can reach the Unity. And from there, you can become Starborn. You've seen the terror the Hunter causes. Every time a Starborn goes through the Unity, they get more artifacts, find more temples, gain more power. We can't let more like him abuse these gifts to destroy whatever's in their way. Different. I never know who you are when I meet a new version, but so much of you stays the same. It's hard, but each universe is precious in its own way. Mine will never have its original you. It's not an easy experience to describe, but you will be leaving this universe behind to be reborn. Everything you were before will be gone. Maybe that's why it offers the choice. Compassion? Or is it testing us?
You might think the emissary is on your side, but your persistence is what forced them to tell you the truth. Remember that. They enter the Unity, take artifacts from others, employ force. All the things I do. I am many things, but I would never tell anyone what to do with their gifts. That is your decision, not someone else's. The emissary wants to become the judge of who gets to enter, but the Unity itself doesn't judge. To see what would happen, of course. You might not understand just how many times I've done this. Usually, you're the one who ends up dead, and whoever cries over your body goes on to become the emissary. Sometimes I manage to get you all bunched up and take care of the problem in one go. Sometimes the emissary has gotten to me first, and I never arrive. Hundreds and hundreds of variations of me, packing through Constellation. And it's almost never you. You making it to your ship on your own. It's new. I took it as a sign. I don't get many of those anymore. No, we always end up having this meeting at this time. But it's the usual affair. Can we make peace? No. Oh, how tragic. Honestly, I was beginning to wonder why I kept tending. That it's bad habit I started a long time ago. Perhaps I just like meeting the emissary to gloat. But you have provided something quite new to talk about. Maybe you're a random die roll. Or maybe the Unity is finally responding to all my hard work. I've simply found that it's the quickest way. Talking, forming alliances, waiting for the right moment to commit theft. It's all so tiresome. I'll admit, you getting away has been the most interesting thing to happen in quite some time. As soon as I realized what had happened, I knew I needed to wait until this meeting with the emissary to decide what to do about you. Whoever created the artifacts and built those temples is playing a game with us. One whose prize is access to the center of all creation. There are no rules. Whoever gets all the pieces wins. And I've won. Over and over. I don't kill for the Unity. I find the easiest pathway to it.
Before you leave, I want to give you something. A way to another artifact, but also a lesson in how dangerous they can be. Seek the moon of Old Earth. There are secrets there you must discover for yourself. Here, to open the way. Yes, I will say no more. And I am sorry we have not always been forthcoming. I hope you will see what I have seen. You should also talk to your colleagues in Constellation. I am sure they have gathered more information on the remaining artifacts in the fringes of space. Part of me wonders what they will all say about what you have learned. But I will leave that to you.
can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing. I heard you're... See you soon. Very soon.
Your ship smells so much better than Dad's. Like, a lot.
Yes? If I can take a... Do you have a favorite restaurant here? Mine is currently Whetstone, but it changes.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade Authority is always live. Kiosk right here for you.
To chef school.
If it belongs on... There's a bit more in the back. Oh, please, take a... Thanks for coming in.
Did you need something? What have you got for me? I am glad to be back. It will be good to have a moment to relax. Everyone seems more I am always willing.
Morale in the Lodge has been measurably reduced. Human understanding of physics, and yet, we have now encountered two individuals physiologically identical to unique humans we already know, possessing knowledge and technology that it seems improbable for them to otherwise have. It is indeed possible that they are telling the truth, that this unity does exist. More data is required. Practically speaking, it is entirely possible to duplicate. I would recommend speaking to Mr. Stroud.
Hey, I've been talking with the others, and I'd like to get everyone together. To say goodbye. You know. To Sarah. Thank you. It wouldn't be the same without you there. I'll have everything set up in a few days.
I'm not sure when things will feel safer. But we have not been attacked again.
We'll get through this. Those Star...
There's that empty feeling again.
You forget how much you take a place like the Lodge for granted.
Counter to everything I've said and believed before. I've caught myself wondering if we ever should have started this search. If this is all true, and I have it right, we've potentially started a chain of events that will create more of these Starborn. Or worse, enable the ones we've seen to become even stronger. I am not fond of either of those options. So maybe now we have no choice but to finish this journey before one of them does. Does it even work like that? This is enough to make your head spin. Look, I don't like the idea of siding with either one of these groups. I'd much rather see someone from Constellation get there first. I trust any of us far more than these Starborn.
No more Starborn have shown up. It's silly, but I can't stop thinking about the idea that there are more of me out there. Even just one more Noelle is crazy to consider, but dozens, hundreds, an infinite number of them? How different might might we all be? Am I not even remotely the unique individual I thought I was? My head is spinning just considering it. You are welcome to do so. I have enough on my plate managing my own thoughts and feelings. Can't imagine bringing another version of me into the mix.
Huh? Oh, I thought I had a grip on the situation. I'm not so sure anymore. The Sanctum Universum believes that God wanted us to travel the stars, that's gotten us here. Is this... Could this be the next step in that journey? Is this what we were meant to learn out here? Could the Unity... Could that be God? Or a way to reach him? Oh yeah? That would be something, no question. The one thing I'm sure of is that we have to see this through. We need to find the rest of the artifacts.
Mateo told us about your pilgrim's voyage.
You found it, didn't you? The meaning of unity. Wait, say that again? Multiple universes?
You can't possibly mean what I think you mean.
Hate to be the responsible one, but the big bombshell of what we're actually building here might need another second to sink in. Want to go over this whole multiple universe thing for everyone?
Yes, I wouldn't mind a little more detail.
Explains why the Starborn want the artifacts so bad. Get them all, and you've got a gateway to infinity.
I don't even want to think about the physiological changes you'd need to travel between universes.
Plus what it would do to the mind? Enlightenment? Or oblivion? Like the Hunter.
You have the opportunity to reach the closest thing to your god that might exist. And you're second-guessing it?
One doesn't approach the afterlife without some trepidation. You're right. We have to see the Unity for ourselves.
You know it. Now once everyone's head stops spinning from all of this, we can get back to work.
Not to make a sharp turn in a grand tale, but I got the eye fixed up. Bruised, but still blinking. Let me know when you're ready to follow up on what it's seen.
Thank you for helping me out with the artifacts.
Some things are irreplaceable.
Hey,
The Lodge is still our home.
Sorry.
The Lodge.
I will be monitoring everyone's vitals for signs of continued trauma. Constellation has suffered losses.